Hello everybody, this is Tony Avina, otherwise known as Odyssey Rock. Today I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of color exploration in Photoshop. This is going to help you get on your way to having more unified colors, having things work together a little more harmoniously. So what I've done is I've taken this image and I've put together some colors that don't work together, just to kind of show you the effectiveness of this and how it really works. So the first thing I'm going to do here is create a new layer and fill that layer with white. Now I change my blending mode here to color, and what that's going to do is by filling it with white and changing it to color, it's going to turn everything grayscale, and it's going to give me an idea of what kind of contrast I have throughout the image. If I look at my regular image here, you see there's two colors in this clothing, this orange and this blue color. When I look at it in grayscale, they're one value. So what I need here is more contrast. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into my color layer, magic wand, the shadow area, and go image, adjustments, hue saturation, and just take that down a little bit on the lightness. So now when I come back here, I should see some contrast. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a color, it can be any color. I'm going to go with this sort of yellowish color, fill my layer, and it's still monochromatic, which that works too. You know, it's visually pleasing. But what I can do here is take the opacity down on this layer, and the more out of balance your colors are, the higher you're gonna have to go on this opacity to really make it work. But what I want to do is just kind of get everything into the sort of maybe 30% range here, and then the colors are still pretty terrible. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go back into my color layer, select this blue area, I'll hide the selection, and then I'll go back to my adjustment of hue saturation, which is Command U on Mac, and then here I can just move the slider around, and I already know my value is good. And here I think I like the look of this. The only thing here is it seems a little too close in saturation to this other color, so I'll just bump the saturation down, and you can even take the lightness down a little bit more. And here we're already getting a little bit closer to where I want to be color wise. This all has sort of greenish lighting on his head, and this lighting's a little bit different. So again, I can go here and I can go hue saturation again, and this is going to allow me to just sort of move things around till I get into a range I want. Now obviously this and this shadow color are the same, so I don't want to mess with it too much on making it lighter, but at least if I can shift the colors towards something I like, then that's okay too. And again, you know, I might want to even play with the color balance on some stuff, or even the overall image. I can flatten this down if I'm happy with the result. I can go on my color layer here, go hue saturation, and move that around until I find something that I think is pleasing. I could play with the opacity on that until I find something that I really like. Once I do that, I can go ahead and flatten this. This color stands out way too much in this color scheme, so I can go ahead and take the saturation down, move it around a little bit, and then I have this, which compared to my original, you can see just that little bit of work with the layers and stuff is helping me. Once I have this image, I could also play with the color balance. Let me just select that. I can play with the color balance until I get something I like that way. If I'm not sure of what I want to do, I can start back over here. Play with this contrast again. Go with my layer, my color layer. Now if I'm not sure what I want to do with these colors and I really don't want to commit, then I can go here to layers, make a new adjustment layer. I can make a hue saturation layer. Actually, it's best to make a selection first, so if I want to change the hue and saturation on that, then I go here, layer, new adjustment layer, hue saturation, and I can go ahead and mess with that as much as I want. And what that allows me to do again is just have that adjustment on the layer. And this really, with flat images like that, you don't need these quite as much, but you know, it helps on stuff where you have a lot of value changes and gradations, stuff like that. But I can mess with that. I can go ahead and play with contrast in the whole image. Same way, layer, new adjustment layer, brightness, contrast. And this one I'm going to do without a selection, so it affects the whole image. Let's get rid of that. Another one you can do is levels. You just play with these sliders here until you get something you like. And you can create a whole lot of different looks this way. And that's all starting with this original image. And again, if I'm happy with this and this is the look I want to go with, then I'm going to just flatten the image. And from there I can again play with different things with some of these panels until I get exactly the look I want. Curves is another one where you just kind of pull these curves around, and you can do it for each channel. And it's really a good idea to get to know as many of these tools as you can, because they can only help you. Replace color is another one that I like on images with that don't have this much flat color in them, but I can just pick this color and play with the hue saturation. But that's pretty much all that I do when I'm kind of lost for colors, is I'll explore like this for a while until I start seeing combinations that I like.